Hello, welcome to Handmade by Julia Quinn and my Facebook Live video sharing with you this fun card. My 1,000 apologies, I didn't realise what the time was. I just had an online meeting, looked up and went, oh my goodness, oops. I'm past my normal time, so 1,000 apologies. Please forgive me. I'm just dialing up on my thing here to make sure I can see what you see and that I'm in the right space and that you can see it all. Okay, I hope if you've been waiting to join me for my Thursday afternoon live that you're still around and you haven't run off to go to the shops or anything. But this is my project for today. It was on my blog last night. It's from, also we did it today with our Terrific Toadstools class, and it's a fun fold that uses lots of different techniques. Okay, what it was for on my blog post last night is actually this card was for a colour challenge. The colour challenge was to use Pool Party, which is my cardstock, As Your Afternoon, Summer Splash and Coastal Cabana, which I'm going to use for all of the colouring and the sponging and stuff. Okay, put one there, put one there. All right, here's my bits and pieces. My Pool Party cardstock is actually two-tone. I'll tear this in half so you can have a look. So there is a light side and a dark side of the cardstock, okay? Which is fun, a fun way to go when you're stamping and colouring. Gives you just a little bit more flexibility. All right, I've got my two pieces for the front of my card here. They have already been embossed with the fern embossing folder, which is here. Here's my fern embossing folder. I've put the two-tone cardstock in there, and I've actually put it with the dark side up by the looks of that. I have also used the Countryside Corners dies to cut out my panel, joining up my split card. Okay, I've used those two. And once again, we've got the two-tone Pool Party, so the light and the dark, and I'm going to try and remember to use the light side up, I believe. And then I've got my piece for inside the card. And then the card is created by layering it up like this and then putting the panel over the middle to join the pieces to create the two sides. Now the cardstock is actually 21 centimetres, so it's the width of our A4 cardstock cut at 18 and scored at 14, so it's slightly smaller than your standard card. All right, let me get myself sorted out here. The first thing I might do is start adding some colour to my Pool Party cardstock. Okay, I'm going to use my blending brush and Coastal Cabana. Look, fresh new blending brush, and just add some colour. And I love adding colour to pieces of cardstock that have been embossed because the colour brings out the texture, in my opinion. Okay, just adding colour there, and as you rub the blending brush over, the ink pools where the texture is. So you've got the extra colour. And because I've added some colour there, I'm going to add it also onto my other bits of cardstock as well to continue that blended theme going. Okay. These blending brushes are the most amazing way I have ever been able to sponge colour evenly, because I'm not very good at this usually. It's not my superpower. Not sure what my superpower is, but it's certainly not sponging. Some people do extraordinary work doing sponging. Okay, and then a little bit onto my front panel as well. Okay. Actually, while I'm stamping, I may as well do all of the stamping for my card. All right, but I think I'm finished with my Coastal Cabana now. Pop you away, and then these are my panels for stamping and punching. Pop you over there, you can sit over there. These ones are going to be stamped as well. So first of all, from my Terrific Toadstools kit, I'll get my stamps out. I'm going to use this little lovely little leaf image. I'm also going to stamp 2 different size caps for my mushrooms. I've got this little one here, which I call a hillock, a little hill, popping up to say hi, and you are magical. I think that might be it. I might need a bigger block for my you are magical. You are magical. There we are. I believe that's all of my stamps done. So these ones are going to be stamped with Summer Splash. That one's going to be stamped with Summer Splash. And this one's going to be stamped with the Azure Afternoon, the darkest colour in my collection. Okay, for this particular card. Now I'm just going to add some leaves in the inside panel of my card. One there. One there. While I'm doing the leaves, I'll do a couple for the front of my card to look like sort of a moody forest sort of look, I think. Then, while I'm also doing my Azure Afternoon, I'm going to add a bit of stamping for the inside of my card. Now I'm going to make sure this is right in the very middle because it's going to be covered up by the front of the card. Popping up to say hi. And my last bit of stamping is the You Are Magical, which I'm going to pop over here, and it will be fussy cut. That's the only bit of fussy cutting on the card, I believe. All right, now I've made a bit of an inky mess here, so I want to clean that up. All right, let's start sticking. I'll do a little bit more stamping, do my mushroom caps. So this is on my scrap piece of 2-tone cardstock where I cut out the front of my card. 1, and let's see if I can get this right. 2, just enough space, and then my little hillock at the bottom of the front of my card. Just line you up there. Okay, I think that's all my stamping done. Pop you over there on the cleaner. Clean my glass mat again. It cleans up so easily. Okay, let's start putting this card together so you can see how it all works. Okay. Oh, roll on my seal so that it's going to grab that cardstock. I've got to remember not to push too hard because it doesn't do good things for your seal if you push too hard. Okay, so there's my popping up to say hi. I've got my 2 pieces of fern, one for the top of the card and one for the bottom of the card, and then you'll see the magic of the way this card is put together. Okay, I'm going to line that up exactly with the base of the card there. Fold over my top, and then this piece here is going right in the middle. All right, covering up that greeting, so that's a surprise on the inside. I'm going to flip that over, and it measures almost exactly on those angled tabs there. So I just put my seal just on the very, oh, good grief, top. I need 2 hands for this. We said it was just on the end of that tab, didn't we? All right, now line you up again. One there, and stick that on the middle. Check, I've got no adhesive on the other side, so that's good. I can pop you on next and add this on here. All right, and then what we have to do now is with this fantastic Terrific Toadstools punch, it has 3 separate elements to it. It has the 2 different size caps and the stalk. All right, so I'll just trim off that X bit. And the other thing about this punch is when you're punching it, it punches inside your stamped image. So you have colour right to the very edge, which is really good. I do have to trim that bit off there to go into my punch. Slide you in here and pop you right in there. And punch. And then with the scraps left over from the other frame, I'm going to just punch a couple of stalks. 1 and 2. There we go, 2 stalks, 2 caps. There's my magical bit. And we can start putting this together. Okay, 1, 2. Aren't they cool? I will put some dimensionals on the back of those. Here we go, fresh new dimensional pack. Don't you love breaking into a new pack? Right from the middle, that's the way I go. It's the easiest way to go. And 1 there, 1 there. Okay. I'm going to pop one of my caps. Now I've made sure I haven't put the dimensionals right on the very edge because I want to overlap. I love that overlapped look of cards. Really, really love it. Pop you there. And then with my 2 stalks, I want them to go into 2 different directions. So I'll just make sure they're lined up. Opposite directions, add a little bit of, just a tiny bit of glue. There's one. This one goes this way. And this one this way. There we are. Look at that. That look cool. Oops. Wait for it to dry. Next, we'll just give this a quick trim. It's not very hard to fussy cut around these greetings, and it really makes a difference having them. Just give that extra little interest around the greeting as it lines up quite nicely. All right, and around there. And around there. Okay, and on the back of this one, I also want to use dimensionals, but it's very skinny on the end. So I'm going to cut myself a piece there. Trim off the back of that for that really skinny bit. And cut myself a little bit here for the other piece. There we go. And then I can pop that on. You are magical. I might just pop you up a little bit higher. Now that's basically, for all intents and purposes, the card finished, but a few little finishing off techniques that are really fun and really easy way to add extra colour and spice is to use your blending pens or your markers. You can do it with your markers as well. I have more success with my stamping blends because they seem to be a little bit inkier and have a bigger brush tip, but flicking a little bit of colour. So just very, very softly, because it does ruin your tip if you do this too much, too wide, is I'm just sort of running the tip across the edge of the lid there. And I'll show you how it looks with the marker on the inside, and it's exactly the same. So just running, it's much finer though. The ink is not as thick. I'm not sure whether you can see that quite so much. There we go. There you are. So see how fine that is with the Stampin' Right marker. With the stamping blends, you get more ink there. Okay. And then I also, because you could just never have enough shine, coloured both of the, I'm squeezing to get it extra shiny, but I didn't think that was enough glitter and shine on my shimmery white embossing paste. I love because it really adds a lot of shine without too much work at all. I'm just going to get my palette knife, and I'm only adding a teeny tiny little bit. Okay, you can see there I've used it on my previous cards, and the paste does absorb some of the ink. There we go. So it does go a little bit coloured. And I'm just doing a very, very fine, super fine layer of glitter. Look at that. It picks up, absorbs the colour of the ink, so it's got that lovely green and a little bit in here. Got to have shine. Use up everything that's on my palette knife. You do have to clean your utensils pretty fast when you're using this stuff because it dries very quickly, and cover the lid. There we go. Use my little cloth, give that a bit of a wipe. And then last of all, look at the bomb site that's my table, is some gems, some bling. Got to have bling. These are the In Colour Shimmery Glitter Gems. And I'm going to use the Summer Splash ones. Although you could use a Shy Shamrock because this card has so many green tones. Here we go, 1 and 2. So this, because I used a very, very light hand with the shimmery white embossing paste, it's almost dry, which is good because these guys wouldn't like to be on something that wasn't dry to stick. There we go. You are magical. That is my, clean all the stuff out of the way, my magical blue green mushroom card. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye.